welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, The Bright Side Girl, and today I have my YA swap and trade video number 11. So I'm really excited to bring you guys this video today because this is probably going to be my only book haul for April. I was considering doing a book outlet order, but let's face it, I really don't need any more books. I haven't been reading through things very fast and I have a giant swap and trade haul for you. So 90% of these I got before all the craziness happened, but I did receive a few of these recently. I have been still trading with friends, which has been really fun and like just nice to get something in the mail, and I've been mailing them lots of bookmarks to kind of cheer them up and stuff like that. This bookish community has been super great. So if you guys aren't familiar with my young adult swap and trade videos, I will link the playlist down below as well as up in the cards. I just do trades with different people that I've met through like Facebook book groups, Instagram, things like that. If you want to do trading with people, just make sure you're super comfortable with whoever you're trading with so you don't get scammed and you actually get a trade in the mail. But most of the books I trade are things that I have on my TBR list or things I specifically find for people. We'll get into that right now. So first up, we're going to talk about this giant trade I did with my friend Audrey. We actually started formulating this trade way back in October. She kind of is able to go to like a lot of like warehouse publishing book sales. I don't know, but that sounds amazing. So she gets a lot of new releases for like really cheap, and then she uses them to trade for other things that she wants. And she knew she was able to get some things that were up and coming on my wish list, so we kind of waited it out. We finally worked it out, I think in like January. We have a ton of books. So I traded her my copy of The Winter's Curse, which is part of the Winter's Curse trilogy. I need to reread this series to decide if I really want to keep these on my favorites bookshelf. I just don't have a lot of room right now on my bookshelves. And while I did enjoy it, it just wasn't an all-time favorite. I do plan on trying to listen to them in audio though to see if I want to recollect them again in the future, but I gave her my copy of that. And I also gave her my copy of Abhorsen and To Hold the Bridge, both by Garth Nix. This is part of the Sabriel quartet. She just was super looking for these. Garth Nix is one of her favorite authors. I knew that I'd be able to find them again in the future. I think I've already found another copy of Abhorsen, so I traded those her as well. I had an extra copy of Stitching Snow, which is a Snow White retelling. I had an extra copy of Slayer by Kirsten White that I traded her, and then I also had a copy of Red Queen in all of these in hardback that she wanted. So she traded me Sockhill Girls by Claire Legrand. I read this for, I think for Spookathon. I'll link that vlog video up here in the cards as well, which is a like spooky readathon that I did in the fall. I absolutely wound up loving this. I was really surprised about girls on an island and there's a monster that kills girls, and these girls come together and they kind of have magical powers, and it was so much better than I expected. I really liked the audiobook. Very creepy, kind of horror-esque, really enjoyable, and also beautiful. Then she gave me a copy of Supernova. This is the main one that we were waiting for because she knew she could find this recently. So I listened to this one back in January or February, the third book in the Renegades trilogy. Loved it. It's fabulous. Superhero series. Marissa Meyer is currently my favorite author, so I was super excited to get my hands on this to put on my favorite shelf. Next up, she sent me a copy of Stain by A.G. Howard. So I read this one last January. It was a new release, and A.G. Howard does a lot of retellings. This was supposed to be a retelling of Princess and the Pea, but it's really not. It's really its own thing. Super magical. There's unicorns and fairies and witches and people that live during the daytime and people that do stuff at night, and two kingdoms that have been magically separated. Oh, it's really good, but it definitely is a slower read, a denser read. This one took me almost a full month to get through. It's about 500 pages. Loved it. So happy that I have it on my hands now. I hope to try the audiobook again sometime in the future. So those are all the ones she traded for me that I've read, and then I have 3 that I haven't read yet. So we have The Bone Charmer by Brianna Shields. Fate is predictable, choice is not. I don't know anything about this. I know it's kind of going to be like a spookier read for fall. Magical witches, beautiful cover. Got it. Rebel by Marie Lu. This is, I think, Marie Lu's newest book in the Legend series, which I really need to get to because I read Warcross recently and loved it, and now that I know I like her writing style, I want to collect the rest of her books, and I have most of them now. And then lastly, she traded me A Heart So Fierce and Broken. This is by Bridget Kimmer. This is the second book in the Curse So Dark and Lonely duology or trilogy, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I've heard really great things about it. I have heard mixed reviews about this book, but great things about the first one, so I was like, well, I might as well. Next up, I have Ever the Hunted. This is from my friend Taylor. We trade constantly, and I have sold her books and traded her books, and I really can't remember what specifically she traded me this for, but it was something I already had an extra of. So this is a royalty fantasy series. I don't know, I like it, so we traded for it. Then I am really sorry, but these next two I cannot find the information for who I traded with, and it's just not worth me going through my messages to try and figure it out. But again, they were probably just extras that I had on hand, and then the last few I do know what I traded for. So I got Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. So this is the, oh I'm sorry, this is Wayward Son. This is the next book in the Carry On series or trilogy or whatever's happening. I really need to read Carry On. It's in my top 20 books for this year. Kind of Harry Potter-esque, but also kind of its own thing. I've heard specifically this one kind of goes like on its own way. So very excited, beautiful covers. I really like Rainbow Rowell. Blanca and Roja by Anne-Marie McLemore. This is a fairy tale retelling of Snow White and Rose Red, I think. I could be really wrong about that. Or maybe The Ugly Duckling? No, definitely not, but I can't remember. I just wanted to read it because I've heard really great things about it, and I love fairy tale retellings. So then my friend Alyssa and I, again, swap and trade and do all kinds of crazy things. I've mailed her a ton of stuff, specifically like Wicked Lovely books and like, I don't know, different things like that. Again, nothing specific because we trade back and forth a ton, but I did want to talk about the books that she sent me. So she gave me Damsel by Elena K. Arnold. This is again, I think a fairy tale retelling or a fantasy of some sort. I've heard really mixed reviews about it, but she was unhauling it anyway, so she sent it my way. And then super sweetly and for absolutely no reason, she sent me the Thousandth Floor trilogy, which has been on my to read list for a really long time. So this is kind of supposed to be like sci-fi futuristic Gossip Girl, like everyone lives in this tower in New York and there's different tiers and different status levels and then like mysterious things that happen, and I've heard really great things. They're super beautiful. She was not wanting these anymore and she's just really kind and mails me a bunch of things. So really excited to have these. And she is the sweetest person ever. And she started making bookmarks, and these are just so fantastic. Let me show you. So she makes these like ribbon bookmarks. Hopefully you can kind of see this. That was like a little sloth. She mailed me this like kind of mermaidy seashell one. Super cute. And then this like purple heart one. Adorable. I will link her contact information down below. I don't remember if she made an Etsy or an Instagram or whatever, but she is making these and starting to sell them as well, and they're absolutely stunning and gorgeous, and they're just like different jewels and ribbons and things like that. So I'll link information down below if you feel like supporting a bookish artist. And lastly, my super awesome friend Lindsay. I had an arc of Sister of the Winterwood, and I think like maybe one other arc that I had on hand, and she traded me Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. So pretty, oh my gosh. I definitely am not going to get to this for a while, but I am doing an ACOTAR reading vlog at the moment. Again, I'll link that vlog up there in the cards. I have book one is out already. Was just wanting this, was excited. It was super nice to get this during all the chaos. And then she's so amazing. She felt bad that she took a while to mail it, which is ridiculous because we're all crazy and off schedule right now, and mailed me this special edition of A Court of Thorns and Roses, which I had just recently read, and it's like a slipcase edition. Oh my gosh. That's the backside, I think. This is like Feyre hunting, and it is so freaking beautiful. I was really excited to put this on my favorite shelf. Apparently they've had these for like Throne of Glass. I don't know if they have them for every book in the series, but at least the first one. So was really excited for this. This was just like a bonus thing she sent me because she had extra copies from ordering like book boxes and things. Thank you, Lindsay, that was amazing. So that's it for this young adult swap and trade video. I might be able to still do one in May. I still have plenty of books to trade and things like that, so it just kind of depends if I need to trade for anything, like if I'm reading things, especially now that we can't really go to the library. It's been good to be able to trade with people and get some things on hand. Of course, I have plenty to read as well, but it's just been kind of nice to mail each other packages and kind of like brighten up everybody's day. So let me know down below if you guys have read any of these or if you want me to bump them up on my TBR list. And I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you guys next time on The Bright Side. Bye!